welcome. Today we are going to explore 12 renovations for a home that don't equate to good returns. Basically, the do's and don'ts of renovations. This list is from Zillow, which is America's #1 real estate website. More consumers go to Zillow.com than any other real estate website. Now, I am going to go through the article with you in its entirety. First, we will see the items that Zillow considers not worth the investment. After I go through the article in its entirety, I will give you my opinion on each one, because there are a few that I disagree with. There's also some pricing estimates that I think are a little off, but Zillow is in California, so likely they're using California pricing. But we'll go through all of that. First, let's check out what Zillow says. "11 home improvement projects that don't add value. Some improvements have limited appeal to home buyers and may even affect your sale price when you go to sell. One of the best things about owning a home is the ability to change things up, whether it's knocking down a kitchen wall to open up space or filling your backyard with your favorite fruit trees. That freedom also offers unlimited opportunities to make mistakes, at least when it comes to spending money on home improvements that don't add the value you'd hoped for. Of course, not all home improvements are made with an eye toward adding value. Your home is your castle to enjoy as you please. If, however, you're planning to sell soon, it might be a good idea to consider whether the improvement projects you're considering will pencil out when you're ready to move on. Don't expect a dollar-for-dollar return. Modest home improvements that tend to make the home cleaner, safer, and more functional are good bets for sellers, according to Zillow's research. However, big-ticket items such as pools, major kitchen and bath remodels, and extensive landscaping undertaken for the sole reason of adding value might not bring the return you hoped for. According to the Remodeling 2024 Cost versus Value Report, which estimated the return on investments on some common home improvement projects, only 3 improvements boosted value on resale. Garage door replacement, replacing an entry door with a steel door, and installing manufactured stone veneer. What's more, Zillow research into home features that help homes sell for more or less than expected shows that buyer preferences change over time. So a trendy home update made today for the sole purpose of adding value can seem dated or even detract from the value in 5 or 10 years. With that in mind, here are 11 home improvements that might not pay off when you sell your home. Number 1, turning your kitchen into a white wonderland. According to Zillow research into the paint color preferences of home buyers, a white kitchen can hurt a home sale price by more than $600. Instead, to today's buyers tend to prefer dark gray tones such as charcoal and graphite. If you don't care about the trends at the time of resale, or if you plan to repaint prior to selling, you might consider how you want to fill in any given room and paint accordingly, or you can just go wild. Number 2, adding a walk-in closet. Zillow's 2024 research into home listings show that walk-in closets can hurt a home's value by 0.5%, a relatively small amount, but an indication that it might not be worth the cost to add a space where you can see all of your clothes. If you're tempted to turn a small bedroom into a closet, think twice before doing so. Home shoppers usually search for homes based on the number of bedrooms, and a home's value is derived in part from the number of bedrooms it has. Bottom line, a bedroom is going to be more valuable to most buyers than a walk-in closet. Number 3, adding a deck. A wood deck costs about $17,600, but this home improvement does not add value overall. It only adds $14,600 at the time of sale. And composite decks have an even lower return, with about half of what you'll spend according to the cost versus value report. This is one of those features, though, that might transcend cost considerations. If you love a good deck for entertaining, it could be worth it to build it for your own enjoyment without worrying about whether you'll get a full return on your investment down the road. And if the deck improves the view from the property, it could make the home more attractive to buyers while allowing you to enjoy a better view in the meantime. Also, home buyers' enthusiasm for outdoor features remains high, so anything that enriches home life outdoors could be a win. Number 4, turning your garage into a bedroom. While bedrooms are certainly important, you might not want to sacrifice a garage to create one. Listings that mention garages are associated with a slight sales premium, 0.3% according to Zillow's 2024 analysis of listings data. Parking is often tight in urban areas, and with the high price of cars, homes that allow for safe parking could have an edge over homes with a garage that can also serve as a handy storage space. An exception could be if you converted this space into an accessory dwelling unit, also known as an ADU, casita, or mother-in-law unit. Zillow research shows that growing numbers of buyers want the ability to rent out all or some of their home. Additional Zillow research suggests that private spaces are growing in demand, and sellers are mentioning privacy or private spaces in their listings more frequently than in the past. If your home is short on private spaces, it could make sense to convert the garage. If you're trying to gauge whether a garage is a must-have for most buyers in your local market, consult a local real estate agent. As for that extra usable space that was a must-have during the peak of the COVID pandemic, many people who would work from home did so. It's possible the return to office work will see a slowdown in listings that mention private space. Installing an in-ground pool. This one is a mixed bag. Whether the pool becomes an asset or a liability depends on a number of things, including the pool's size, age, condition, location on the property, and housing market. The main drawback is the cost and the fact that other projects would be a greater return for the same money. A fiberglass in-ground pool can set you back about $22,000 according to the Home Services website Thumbtack, which calculated the national average cost of installing a pool over the last 4 well spent. If you're not likely to recoup the cost of building one. That said, a Zillow analysis of 2024 home sales found that homes with saltwater pools sell nearly 3 days faster and sell for about 2% more than comparable homes without one. But depending on the climate, prospective buyers might not want to spend the time and money and vigilance it takes to keep a pool clean and safe. This could translate into fewer views and offers when you go to sell. Number 6, DIY done badly. We love DIY, and there are plenty of projects you can do yourself to improve your surroundings, but there's also a reason skilled tradespeople command high prices. Their expertise helps ensure beautiful outcomes that a new buyer isn't going to have to spend money to redo. When you're DIYing something for the first time, tiling a bathroom, for example, or installing a hardwood floor, there's a learning curve that you should account for. If you have a hankering for a feature and want to see what you can pull off with your own labors, make sure you have the skill to tackle it. Spending big money on materials isn't going to feel too good if the outcome is poor. Number 7, remodeling a bathroom. Bathroom remodels are some of the most expensive improvements you can undertake. Even a simple bathroom remodel can set you back tens of thousands of dollars and won't necessarily pay for itself when you go to sell. And the more luxury bells and whistles you add, the lower your return on investment. For example, the cost report estimates a $58,500 mid-range bathroom remodel would provide about a 35% return on investment, and an upscale one would return about 33% of the $107,400 such a remodel would cost. Number 8, wall-to-wall carpeting. Carpet has a lot of upsides, especially when it comes to warmth, and there are a ton of new styles and textures to spice up any space, but carpeting isn't as popular as some other flooring options. For sale listings that mentioned new carpet sold for slightly less, 0.2% less, than comparable homes without it. Buyers, however, are willing to pay a premium 1% for luxury vinyl flooring. So if you're thinking of floor coverings and you like the feel of carpet on your feet, consider whether you'll get the same enjoyment from an area rug. Laminate countertops. Changing up countertops can transform a kitchen or bath, but one material never seems to make it to the list of trendy or popular materials, and that's laminate. Although there are some attractive options that mimic natural and man-made stone. I think that's a misprint. Made stone. I think it's man-made. That mimic natural and man-made stone for a fraction of the price. Homes sold in 2023 that mentioned laminate sold for 1% less than comparable homes. High-end fixtures. If you've got the money and derive pleasure from eye-catching fixtures, go for it. But it's unlikely someone is going to buy your home because they've fallen in love with your $3,000 chrome faucet or light fixture. Consider choosing cost-efficient, attractive, well-made fixtures for updates instead. Storm shutters. Some home features that highlight climate resiliency are becoming more popular, including flood barriers and turf lawns. But adding storm shutters to protect your windows is falling out of style. Homes with these window treatments sold for about 1% less than homes without them, and they took about 2 days longer to sell. Home maintenance has a big impact on home values. A well-maintained home can sell for about 10% more than a similar home in average condition, according to Thumbtack research. So while improvements can add value to your home, regular maintenance will keep keep your home in better condition so that there are fewer improvements to tackle when you do decide to sell. Some things to keep an eye on: cleaning gutters, resealing grout in the kitchen and the bath, and having heating and air conditioning systems serviced regularly. To stay on track with home maintenance, download Zillow's home maintenance checklist. So there we go. That is the list according to Zillow. It's not the list I would have made, but they seem to know everything. But each market is different too, so it could just be my market that I see things different than they do. Let me go through the list here. Number 1 was turning your kitchen into a white wonderland. If you've watched my home tour video, you know that I have white cabinets in my kitchen, but I have a dark wood floor, and I have like a kind of a medium brownish sandish granite countertop, so I have some contrast. I had a campfire tonight and I got smoke, like I smell like smoke, but my face I think I got ash on my face. Number 2, well, let me go back to the kitchen, but just because I have it don't mean I don't like the other stuff. I do, but I also think cabinets are like, they're like on and off, so green, navy, charcoal, darker colors I see it a lot where that, like, the island is the contrast color, but the cabinets are still white, or the cabinets are charcoal, but the island is white. So I'm seeing a lot of contrast cabinetry. I think white is still okay. I think white is still better than like oak or cherry wood. Like, you would think the wood would be the best, like stained wood, but it's not. People like painted cabinets as far as appearance goes. But as far as like, I think truly being like timeless, I think solid wood and stained wood is, I wish it was more trendy, but it's not. Number 2, adding a walk-in closet. Yeah, this one's easy. Turning a bedroom into a closet is not a good idea for selling a home. Now, if your master bedroom has a big walk-in closet, that's a good thing. But if you're gonna get rid of a bedroom just to make one, that's a bad idea. For value, for sure. Adding a deck. Well, a wood deck, yeah, like wood decks. I have a wood deck, but if I had a choice, I would have pavers, like concrete pavers. Whenever my air conditioning comes on, the suction in the house pulls my French doors open or close, so that's what you hear squeaking, if you can hear that in the background. But I prefer paver patios over wood decks, primarily because it's zero maintenance. You don't have to stain it every few years. So like, if on a deck, if you have the deck that you walk on, that's the horizontal surface. You have to stain that a lot. But if you have it on the vertical surfaces, like a railing, that stain can last 10 years. But the horizontal parts, you're staining them a lot. It's just a maintenance item, and if you don't keep up on them, they look like hell, and they hurt way more than they help. So if you're not like a maintenance person and like to do like home projects where you fix your stuff up and make it nice, then I would not recommend a wood deck at all. Turning your garage into a bedroom. Big no. Hell no. Not even worth talking about. Don't ever get rid of a garage if you've got a garage. installing an in-ground swimming pool. Some of you may have watched my past videos where I've went through and showed when my house had a swimming pool. Where my fire pit is right now is where there used to be an in-ground swimming pool, a 20 by 40 with a diving board and like stairs going down into it. When I bought this home, it had it, and I had it up and running for 2 years, and I had some enjoyment with it. Like, the dogs loved to swim in it, but I always worried about my dogs drowning when I was gone. I didn't have like a automatic cover on it. And then it also was just, if you've seen my home videos, you know I'm a pretty clean person. And it was just like, my OCD was off the Richter scale, having to take care of that thing, because it's one thing to clean your house, but you have to clean a pool all the time. I mean, it just needs it. It has to be like cleaned, and I didn't want to like hire a company to do it all the time. It costs enough to run one, like buying the chemicals and running the electricity for the pumps and the lights, and it's a lot to have one. It truly is. It was not worth it to me. Plus I was working for Toyota at that time, and I was working 70 hours a week, so I just could never. All I did was clean it. I rarely got to enjoy it. Also, I'm in Indiana, so you would open your pool like in April. So really, probably the end of it, just say all of May, all of June, July, August, September, maybe part of October. So like half the year, part of April, part of October. So like 6 months. That means 6 months a year. It's got a cover over it, and it's just there. You can't use it. So it's just not, it has to be winterized, and it has to be opened back up. All of that is much more complicated than just maintaining one. And things break. So it's just, it became too much. I was either going to have to spend a lot of money. It was like, the cover that I wanted was like $7,500. And I needed work. I was going to have to put a new liner in it. And, I just said, that's it. I'll spend that money to fill it in and just be done with it. And now I have that nice fire pit, and it's just, I use it way more than I ever used the pool, and I don't have to do anything to maintain it. Nothing. Just burn wood in it, and then the ash just kind of flies away when a strong wind comes. There's nothing to do. I'm not a fan of a pool. Now, if I was filthy rich and I could just have somebody take care of it, like if I had, and it was nothing to, an extra couple $1,000s a year to pay somebody to maintain it, fine. And if I could have something year round, like if I lived in Florida or California or somewhere that I could have a pool year round, I might consider it as well. But I would want a smaller one for sure. DIY done badly. Definitely. If you can't do it good, don't do it. Pretty easy one. Just if you're not like handy or artistic, you should know to probably stay away from trying to do stuff yourself. Remodeling a bathroom. Now this one was weird. Back to the pool. They claimed like a $22,000 for an in-glass fiberglass. Yeah, that's maybe if you just want to walk from grass into the pool. But if you want like a patio area and like a border around it, all that stuff costs more. That's a way low estimate for a pool. I know people that spend over $100,000 for just a normal pool, and it's nothing like extravagant. But then on remodeling a bathroom, they said it's $58,000 for just like a basic remodel, and I'm like, that is so overpriced. When next time you're at Lowe's or any type of home improvement store, Home Depot or anything like that, go look at vanities. Like, you can get a So that's a vanity. A toilet, like a top of the line toilet, is $500. Some tile is not that much. Tile itself is not that much money. It's the labor that costs a lot. So, but again, if for $58,000, I could hire a company to build a magnificent bathroom. It's really, I think. I'll just let it be. No. I'm stepping on her toy to get over there. Good Lord. But yeah, I think bathroom remodels are important. I hear people complain about bathrooms all the time when they go in, and it's like the majority of the homes that I've seen recently, they redo the master and they leave all the other bathrooms like the way they were. But I think just putting a new vanity in is like a good you would get every dollar of that back if you put upgraded vanities with nicer countertops and like new faucets. I mean, I think even hiring a plumber, buying one for $1,000, getting really high-end faucets for probably $200 a piece that'll be decent faucets, and then having someone come in and install it, $2,500 easily, and it would be worth it. And flooring is pretty cheap to do. You could do vinyl plank now in bathrooms, and it's super. It's not that difficult. So like flooring people don't charge that much to do it. So you can do subtle updates, and they help a lot. Wall-to-wall carpeting, yeah. I don't have a stitch of carpet in my house. I will never have carpet in my house. I look at carpet like I wear this shirt, and like I play with my dogs. It has dog hair on it. I won't wear it again. I won't wear it tomorrow. But I just won't put carpet in a house. I think it's like walking on it. So imagine I wear this shirt and I lay it on the ground and I start walking over it, and I just keep walking over it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and I'm just walking on it. Okay, sure, I can like shake it off, but it's like with carpet, all that dirt and stuff is going into the bottom, and yes, you vacuum it, but you cannot get it all up, and it's cloth, and I just don't get it. I think carpet should be extinct. I do. I think it's not very hygienic. I'm not a fan. I think it's easy to sweep something up. Like rugs are cool. Like you can have your rugs. They make a lot of like rugs that you can just wash now. I don't know. I'm not a fan of carpet, and I just don't think investing in it is smart in your house. You're better off to it's not that much more to put vinyl plank in a room than it is for carpet. Laminate countertops, yeah, it goes without saying. I'd rather have no countertops at all than laminate in a home for selling it. Everybody complains about them. Everybody complains. Spend a little bit of extra to get granite or quartz or solid surface. People do not like laminate countertops. High-end fixtures, yeah, I kind of agree with this. I've got a condo that I'm trying to sell right now, and this guy spent $1,500 per ceiling fan. He paid extra for this refrigerator so it would make ice balls, because he liked to put ice balls in his whiskey. But he paid way more for the fridge. All these things will not pay off. So yes, you gotta be careful. You don't need to go all out. He could have $300 ceiling fans in there instead of $1,500 ceiling fans, and it would still be fine. And storm shutters. Yeah, I don't even ever hear people really even talk about them. We don't really, I mean, if they're on a house here, they're just decorative. They don't like operate in like closed, because we don't have like hurricanes or typhoons or anything here in the Midwest. So that was the list, and that's my thoughts on it. There are some things that I think do help. So I think painting is reasonably priced. I think if anybody is trying to sell their home, the right thing to do is take all your pictures down, fill all the nail holes, and then paint the thing. Paint it all clean. Paint it like a white or something very neutral and light, because you want your home to present light. So if I could replicate just one thing on every home that I sell, I would paint every home white, every single room white, just because it's simple and nobody is ever offended by a bright white room. Now, they may say, I'd like to add some color to that house, but that doesn't ever change their mind. But if you had some house that was just dark and dingy and the walls were dirty, but the house is strong, it affects the way the house presents. A house that presents clean is, I think having your house clean is like the number one thing. I think they mentioned that at the end. It's definitely high on the list. That's why people stage a home even if it's empty, because it just looks clean and looks like something's there. You know, like it doesn't present as an empty home, because sometimes empty homes can feel sterile. But yeah, it helps to have furniture in them as people are walking through. It helps them envision the way a room is meant to be. But I also don't mind selling an empty home. I would take an empty home over a cluttered home any day as far as trying to sell it. So usually what I recommend to my clients is that we take a picture while they still live there. We minimize a lot of things, so we take a lot of things off shelves and leave one or two things. Take a few pictures down, or take some pictures down, leave a few. Get everything looking really good, and then take the photos with their stuff in there, and then let them move out, and then sell the home empty. So that way people can see it online, the photos with furniture in it, and then when they're there, they can envision it. They can see it empty. They see it both ways. So yeah, that's what I like to do. But if I had a choice of empty, staged, or cluttered, I would pick staged, because again, the house is presenting perfect, but the furniture stays. The challenge with it's a little more challenging to sell a home when somebody still lives in the home, because then they have to leave for showings. They're trying to live there while they keep the home like perfectly presentable, because they could get a showing at a moment's notice. So that's an issue too. Yeah, those are my thoughts on it. I know this one was a little bit different. I don't know if you like this, what's happening right now. I haven't had a lot of time to get out and actually record different homes, because I've got several homes under contract and I'm dealing with like inspections and just closings too, and those are things like there's too many people in there to like record, and it's harder to do. But I have some good ideas for some upcoming videos, so I hope you enjoyed this information. I think it is good if you're a homeowner, or if you're even want to be a homeowner. This gives you some things to think about as you think about owning a home, because there are a lot of responsibilities. But also, if you own a home, kind of some if you're thinking about doing some home projects, maybe try to think through the financial side of it too before you jump right in. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.